Welcome back to another episode of Mindful Moments. I am your host, Jada Lowe. It's nice to have y'all back, whether you are listening at the gym, whether you are listening in the morning, in the midday, in the afternoon, or at night, no matter what time you're listening. Thank you guys, or watching for my people that's on YouTube. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I'm not going to tarry. I want to tell y'all a little story, okay? So, for context and backstory, kind of, sort of, I have a phrase, and a lot of people hear me say this. It was coined by my good friend, Devin Suave Jackson. That's really not his middle name. That's the middle name I gave him, but that's besides the point. The phrase is, everything's fine. Everything's fine. If you spill the milk out the fridge, everything's fine. If you burn your hand on the stove, yes, you are in pain. However, everything's fine. If you stub your toe on the corner of that table, that TV stand, or that sofa, everything is fine. If all the stuff got deleted off your SD card, everything is fine. If you got a call that you didn't want to get, some news you may have not wanted to hear, everything is fine. If you had a bad day, everything is fine. So, where did that come from? How did we come up with that? We came up with it a couple years ago, and we would always end up saying it. But mainly, no. Let me tell the story right. He will always end up saying it to me, and I've now adopted the phrase because it's now become innate, and it's helped me to get through life. So we would be like working on something. We'll be doing a shoot, or we'll be recording, whatever. And this was during a time where I would just get, you just get in a space in life sometimes where life just irritates you. You just get so easily rattled. And there was a time where any minor inconvenience would make me topple over. I've gotten a lot better, partly due to the phrase that I've mentioned. But I would just get so irritated. And he would be like, everything's fine. Everything's fine. And I'd be like, you know what? You're right. Because it really doesn't have a choice but to be fine. At the end of the day, it's going to have to be fine. Something going to have to shake. And so I've just learned to apply that through life. And I really wanted to tell y'all that today because that's a phrase that I really want y'all to adopt as y'all maneuver through this good old trifling life. Life is beautiful, but life is also trifling. And sometimes when life is trifling, you really just have to tell yourself, everything's fine. And I'm not usually an advocate. Well, I can't say that because there are some areas that I'm actually delusional in, but in a good way. However, normally I'm not an advocate for delusion. However, there are times where even if your life is a mess, even if your life is in a wreck, you have to say everything is fine. Because when you repeat it, it ends up being what you said. Everything is fine. Even if your life is in shambles and it may not look like how you want it to look currently, everything is fine. And sometimes you're not saying it for that moment. Like, if you just had a bad day, you just have to tell yourself everything is fine. It may not be fine in the moment, but you're speaking to like what you want to get to. I want to get to where everything is going to be fine. So him saying that to me and me adopting that has really gotten me through life. And there was this one time where I was at work, and so I work at my church, and I have to work with good old technology, which I love. However, sometimes when you need the computer to work, she just say, you know what, I'm going to go on D&D. And this was one Sunday. We need stuff to work. We have an amazing team where we just need, and our team needs stuff to work. We need stuff to work. We need for graphics to show. We need for lyrics to play. And we need for things to be smooth and seamless. This Sunday, when Pac-Man get eaten and they go, girl, wah, wah. That was literally what the media booth did. And so I'm in the back, and my brother, leader, is in the front doing what he's supposed to do. And nothing worked. It tickles me to this day because I literally said, everything's fine. Everything was not fine. Everything was chaotic. It was a time, to say the least. But I had to tell myself, you know what? Everything is fine because the word going to have to go forth and the word going to have to get preached. And whether these screens come on or not, everything gonna be fine. Because by the grace of God, the microphone's still working. So y'all may not be able to see these graphics, but y'all gonna hear that word. Y'all gonna open that Bible app. So it was just so, it was a mess, y'all. It was such a mess. Like everything. And I'm getting somewhere. Let me cook. Let her cook. Let me cook. I'm getting somewhere. Everything that could have went wrong, 80% of it went wrong. Long story short, we ended up getting it to work. Everything ended up working. It just took some time. Again, everything's fine. But it was one of those things where it was like, wow, like you really have to tell yourself everything is fine. And when I say everything is fine, part of that implies like the reason why I've really adopted it is because it's taught me not to panic. Sometimes, depending on the situation, I can get anxious really, really easily. And so even when I may be pissed off, or even when I may get distracted, or even when I may be anxious, sometimes I have to tell myself everything's fine. And like, I know I say it jokingly, but I'm also saying it in a dead serious tone because it helps me to just like recalibrate for a minute and be like, okay, panic gets you nowhere. Like when stuff wasn't working, you know, the episode with SpongeBob, forgot his name, that having that mindset when things throw you off or when you have to like maneuver and get on your pivot, panicking literally does nothing but make things more frantic. If you're in a leadership position, it puts you in a sense of not necessarily where you can't be trusted, but even if you don't know what to do or you're trying to figure out what to do, you have to maintain some type of composure. You have to maintain some type of composure because when you panic, the people that you're leading panic, and the people, it's just, it creates a domino effect of unnecessary panic when you could just be figuring out what to do in a calm, efficient, effective way to the best of your ability, to the best of your knowledge. So that is what I mean by everything is fine. Everything is fine. And I encourage y'all to adopt this phrase because it doesn't mean be oblivious to what's going on. It means to take a beat, that everything really, truly will be fine. Because, I mean, trouble don't last always, baby. The sun will shine, you know. But in that moment, to just take a minute to, like, regather your perspective and say, hey, this is a hot mess, but it will be okay. It's a hot mess, but it'll be okay. Everything is fine. And so in that moment, like, I was rattled because I didn't fully know what to do. I was trying to help to the best of my ability. But I mean, baby, at the same time, nothing was given. We went through that service and it still went smoothly. But you know, like the things that the media team does really helps enhance the worship experience, not just for the people in person, but especially the people online. And so without those variables in play, the word still went forth, of course, but visually some things took a hit. And so when you're trying to get those things fixed, it was like, I'm just telling myself, everything is fine. How can I help? Everything's fine. How can I help? Everything's fine. How can I help? Everything's fine. How can I help? And so eventually we got it together. Thank you to my brother. Shout out to Ray Jackson. But everything came together like it should. And what was it at the end of the day? Fine. Fine as wine was how it went. And so we got everything back up for the next service and we were good and ready to go. But I said all that to say, like, sometimes you just got to tell yourself everything is fine, even when it's not fine. Sometimes things are chaotic, but still say everything is fine. And so like, I've just had to, and I say it jokingly a lot, but I really am so serious when I say it because it's something that you just kind of got to put it out there. Even if you got to put it out there in a joking manner, like I said, when you do stub your toe, you got to say everything's fine. Sometimes, you know, you have to repeat it to where those pain reflectors have somewhere else to focus. Because now your brain trying to think, it can't be fine if I just stub my toe. But if you keep saying everything's fine, eventually that pain gonna subside. You see how sometimes you can have good delusion and how good delusion can work for you? I'm just saying. I'm just the messenger. I'm just saying. I am just the messenger. I'm just saying. But yeah, that is one of those sayings that I really had to adopt because it really doesn't have a choice but to be fine. So this isn't a long episode. This is just an episode to just encourage y'all like, hey, I know sometimes life may be chaotic. I know sometimes life may be trifling. I know sometimes you may feel like you just don't have your footing up under you, but everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. And like I said, the phrase started out as a joke, but it really began to be one of those things that set in to where it was like, you know what? You may be right. And within that, some of the things that I've learned was how to be calm in chaotic situations, how to be calm and to just have a different perspective when things aren't going my way. It's taught me how to be still when I could easily be frantic, or when I could easily panic, or when I could easily be anxious, telling myself, everything's fine. Relax. Everything is fine. Has helped me to not be anxious, to panic, to move off of impulse, to just have like a frantic mindset. It's caused me to just like be where my feet are. And even though this may be something that's not going how I want it to go, this may be a chaotic situation or something that was even unexpected, we'll get to a place where it will be okay and it will be fine. Because it ain't got no, like I said, it don't have a choice but to be. There's no choice for it but to be fine. If it's not right now, it's going to get there. And if it is, pray that it'll stay that way. But yeah, so I just wanted to encourage you guys to, especially if you're listening to this at the beginning of the week or the middle of the week, no matter when, just take that phrase with you through the rest of the week, through the rest of the day, whatever the case may be, because life will throw you off track. Life will throw you off guard. Distractions will come. People going to piss you off. People going to upset you. It's just like there's so many different variables that can cause you to get out of hand, out of character. And you just have to tell yourself everything is fine and take a deep breath and just relax. Let those neck muscles, let the temple of your head, because them get tense when you clench down on your teeth, when you get like real riled up, and just let your body relax and say, everything's fine. Everything's fine. So take that. That is a phrase that we give to you. Everything is fine. It's fine. It's fine. And I hope that that'll help to shift your perspective of how you look at situations and how you handle situations, even in the midst of it being chaotic, even in the midst of it being unfortunate or distracting or upsetting. Tell yourself, everything's fine. If you have to say it sarcastically, if you have to say it in a mundane way, if you have to say it in a joyful way, even if you have to say it in a delusional way repeatedly, I still encourage you to say, everything is fine. You'll hear me saying it. I hope to hear y'all say it. Put in the comments, everything is fine, because it will be. Everything is fine. So that was something that I wanted to share with y'all, because it can be so easy you can just easily stay with the emotion of like anxiousness and panic and tenseness, and saying that phrase just gives you a chance to just calm down. And I don't want us to be living a life where we walking on eggshells because things come at us. We got to learn how to not just be still, but we just got to learn how to, sometimes just got to learn how to stand in it. Just got to learn how to stand in it. And that phrase has given me the opportunity to stand in it and to have a perspective of what it can get to, even though it may not be there yet. And so I just thought that was something that was just, whenever I say it, it always tickles me, because 9 times out of 10, when I say it, it's the result of something not being fine, or it's the result of me being in something that's not fine at the moment. And so I just wanted to really share that with you guys, that everything will be fine. If you're in a situation that you don't want to be in, if you're in a situation that's unfortunate, that has thrown you off your pivot, that has you distracted at the moment, that may just be a situation that's just ticking you off and making you upset. If it's something that's the opposite of joyful and happy, everything is fine. Everything will be fine, okay? Look at me. Say, Jada said, everything is fine. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. So until next time, y'all, hope y'all enjoyed this episode, and know that everything is fine, because it don't have no choice but to be. All right? All right. It's good talking to y'all. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Everything's fine, because it don't have no choice but to be. Catch y'all later.